All right, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock, a live stream from March 31st. We're back with Hapbee. I'm wearing my Hapbee device. I have it on focus mode. It's on, as you can see with it. Can you see it? It's glowing, yeah. And Scott is wearing his. We're going to. So yeah, and we're going to talk about all the great stuff. We have actually a bunch of, I was talking to Scott earlier, we have a bunch of people on our Discord channel who are members of our Discord channel, I should say, who have ordered the Hapbees and they're actually getting real results. I mean, so this is not paid, endorsements, real users, guys are using it several hours a day. They're getting results. One guy even had this on a cat. He's got pictures of it with a cat, on his cat, and it's working. The cat is mellowed out. So for anybody that's just tuning in, Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock live stream. Our goal is to bring you those stocks which have that 10x to 100x upside potential. Companies going after multi-billion-dollar market opportunities with multiple catalysts in place at a key inflection point right now, really right at that threshold of explosive growth. We've had a bunch of winners in the last 18 months of stocks increasing between 10x to 50x. Recently we had CBDT up 5,000% since November. My question is, why hasn't Hapbee exploded yet? This is the thing I don't understand, because this, Scott, I gotta tell you, this really is one of the biggest concepts I have come across. I don't know, maybe in my career, but at least in a number of years. I mean, I can't remember anything I've come across which is as big of a concept. Why? Because this is essentially the holy grail, feelings on demand. Create new feelings at the touch of a button. So, focus, relaxation, sleep. I mean, sleep is a big thing for people. We have guys, I told you, Scott, we have the guys on our Discord channel. They put this under their pillow, and they're getting. I hope some of them will come on, but they're getting basically. They've been saying they're getting like more sleep, like completely changed their life.
Yep. And that for sleepy, by the way, I've got. We're going to talk about this in a minute, but I have got on my app the Sleepy 2.0, and it's
a super sleep.
Yeah, we're calling it lights out.
Oof.
It's you can actually see it. So you see the initials right here, like the initial 6.
Yeah.
I have a newer version with the lights out 2.0 on it. And what it is it's a sleep trigger versus a sleep regulator. The current Sleepy is a regulator, so like in the middle of the night. But the one that we've been working on the labs for the last year, it's a sleep trigger. So it actually gets you ready for bed. So you put it on before bed for half an hour, 20 minutes, and your eyes get heavy, start yawning, you're ready to go. I've been using this thing for testing it out for about 3 weeks with our whole team and about a dozen other folks. It's awesome. So this is coming out very, very soon to everybody. I'm within weeks. We're within like a week or two.
Oh, you know what this is? Really, this is like not only this is like it's basically you're like the Tesla of feelings, because Tesla can always reprogram the cars, basically download the latest thing. So again, I think one of the things we're going to talk about is not only do you have the existing signals, those 5 things that you have, there's a 6, whatever the number of signals.
Yeah, 6 to start.
6, but you're developing new ones. You're improving them. So this is again, it's like Tesla. So once you have the device, you can download new stuff, upgrades all the time.
Yes, yeah. So what we really want to do is get people to understand that this is a platform technology, right? And now we're just starting to gain that traction that you're always talking about. It's just now coming from a market sales.
The inflection point.
Yes, because people are now starting to tell all their friends and family, okay? Because this is so revolutionary that it's starting with our customers, and now they're just starting to tell everybody, okay? We educating people is probably our number one obstacle, because they've never known.
It's revolutionary. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, who else? I mean, because up until now, really, if you want to change your state, if people would take a pill. Alcohol, there's substances, basically substances, anything to do that, and people or jump out of airplanes, to get the whatever it is. People need to, so people willing to pay it's a multi-billion dollar opportunity, because look at the drug industry. I mean, so it's basically the same idea. It's really an incredible thing. I think because it's so revolutionary, people haven't caught on to it, and I think there's still, listen, I know we know that there's actually all sorts of naysayers out there. You have like companies who, they're not competitors, but people who try to do various, who actually put out like, a smear campaign. So this on YouTube, etc. So it's such a revolutionary, crazy thing that once it gains traction, I think it's going to be like a freight train, maybe like a rocket ship. I don't know what the right metaphor is. And again, we have guys who are using it, so this is not like, and they're shareholders also. So it's definitely the real deal.
I just got word that Dan Sullivan, who is, a lot of people might not know, he coaches all of the top entrepreneurs, CEOs in the country, around the world actually. He's coached 3,000 of the top entrepreneurs. His name's Dan Sullivan. You can look him up. Strategic Coach is the name. He has been using this on average 15 hours a day.
Wow.
And he's using it for his coaching groups with Alert, with Focus. They just bought hundreds of them for all their people, for their teams, because it makes them so much more productive. I mean, this guy coaches everybody from Tony Robbins on down.
You look at a thing like this to give it a little, so here's the other thing: is that you have a platform technology, right? Yeah. So we talk about this. So this is the original kind of form factor. This device, right? This is the original device, right? Yeah. But you're gonna create. I mean, you have different ways of getting the thing. I mean, you're gonna have different. This is just. This is kind of beta almost, right? This is the beta stage or whatever.
Yeah, think about it as the original iPod, the big, clunky, ugly iPod. Right. That a lot of people still want it and bought it. We're still getting a lot of sales. It's just, we know that this is more like Intel. This technology can be put into yoga mats and ski helmets, and like the back of my chair would have a liner that puts these signals all across my body, so I don't have to wear something around my neck all day. I can just use it while I'm working. Right now, we're working on a sleep topper. We're 3 months into the design phase. It's going to be like a very, very thin, comfortable fabric mattress topper with 4 times the coils, one for your head, your torso, your waist, and your legs, that can play these signals across all receptor sites across your entire body to create a systemic effect. And I've actually tried the prototype, and I tried the relax signal, and it doubled it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's more of you to give it.
Yeah. It's localized, right? As long as this coil is creating a field across your body, more receptor sites are getting triggered. And so all we're doing is we're just affecting your biology with these very, very precise magnetic fields that come from listening in on and analyzing these compounds like coffee and energy drinks and sleep aids and muscle relaxants. And now we're looking at memory supplements. And now we're looking at the one we're about to launch is from a stronger sleep aid. And then now we're looking at performance. We're looking at blood flow and digestion, all these different things that we can put into our app that people can feel at the click of a button.
It's incredible. I mean, this is so what I want to do is what I want to get into today. Really, I want to focus on, obviously I want to get an update, some new partnerships, kind of what you're doing in terms of the technology side, all the new stuff. But I think it's really important, I think, for investors to understand. Here's the thing which kind of blows me away, that I know the market has been a little rough the last month or so. A lot of stocks in the microcap sector are down 50% minimum, right? And again, your stock jumped right out of the gate right after you first came on. It made a new high, and then February 26th with the market, everything is on sale. But the thing is, what blows me was I really was expecting this to go straight to $3 or $5, in the first 6 weeks. I really was expecting this to be minimum of $3. And I think because investors probably don't understand it, they didn't quite get their head around how big of an opportunity this is and what is the path for this to be a $1 billion business. We talked about it the first time, but I really want you to kind of articulate and really walk us through the path, because Really, I mean, I really do see a path for this to be $1 billion valuation, which would make it a minimum 30x from where it is right now. I mean, you have a 30 million market cap right now, 30, whatever it is, 30 million Canadian. So it's like 25 million US, 20 million, I don't know, whatever, no, 25 million US. And in this space, you know, you have companies, whether it's wearables, et cetera. I mean, you know, whether it's Pelotons of the world, kind of in that, you know, technology, fitness, you know, wellness, what have you. The multiples are huge. They're still huge even after the thing. So I think we would need to get to about 25 million run rate. If you can get to 25 million run rate quickly, like within, let's call it 12 months, you would get that 40x multiple. I have no question about that. So can you do it? Here's the question. Can you get to 25 million in the next, let's call 12 months run rate? And how do you get there?
It's about 50,000 people doing it.
That's it.
We've got 3,500 people right now with almost no marketing. We can't make enough right now. Our biggest issue is making the darn thing.
That's the only constraint. Your only constraint is the supply right now.
Basically, yeah, because when COVID hit and now everyone's ordering things from China and all over the world, our chips are 16 to 20 weeks out. So we just ordered 25,000 of them as fast as we could, and they're on their way. So there's a lot here that, you know, people are in the market. They're just like, what is this technology? What is going on here? Well, when you get to the fundamentals, it's pretty simple. We have our cost per acquisition, we have our affiliate partners, we have our referral rate, and we have our inventory being built. And once it's built, we move it out to the customers who want it. I mean, we just had someone, I just got a text, some random guy bought 16 of them for his entire insurance company because he saw how much it helped him in his job with better sleep, more productivity, more energy, less stress. He's like, all of my customer service people need one of these immediately, right? So just random people are buying up our inventory, and we're sitting here like, okay, I can't even hold them. It's a struggle for me to hold enough inventory to get them to some of the bigger names. So the LA Dodgers head of performance, Brandon McDaniel, we just had a call 2 days ago, and now he's like, they use Levels Health, right, for glucose monitor. They use Whoop for recovery, and they use Oura Ring for sleep. All these bio trackers, and they heard about us through the grapevine because we've had some professional athletes love our product, and now they want to have all the Dodgers use it. So we don't even have that ability to get that inventory. So right now it's all about getting as many as we can make.
Wow. So this is essentially the only thing right now really kind of getting in the way is getting the inventory. I mean, the marketing, I think we'll talk about the marketing stuff, but essentially 50,000 users will get you to 25 million revenues. And because again, I think you should walk everybody through, because you're getting recurring revenues from this, right? Each person pays how much per month to get the
recurring revenue. I mean, so right now we have 2 price points. One's about $300 and one's about $700-800. If you pay $700 or $800, it's lifetime subscription. You never have to pay for a membership to all the new signals that we launch and the current ones. It's unlimited use. And we're getting over half of our money, our revenue comes from that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people paying just lifetime because they had a friend try it. They tried it once from their neighbor, their cousin, their mom, and they're like, yeah, I'm buying this and I don't ever have to pay any membership fees. Okay. Other people are buying the $2.99 with a $19 a month fee, and they like that because it's like the cup of a couple. It's the price of 2 cups of coffee, 3 cups of coffee, and it's the same. It's like a Netflix, really. And so for them, they're using Hapbee on average 5-6 hours a week, 20 hours a month. For them, that's like $1 an hour. So it's like this is a no-brainer for them to be able to use the technology. So I look at it like, okay, if we can get a run rate of 50,000 people annually buying this thing, which for us, it's just about getting inventory in the door and setting off our affiliate networks. We've just kept them at bay till we get these things in the door. So I think we're trying to let the market sort of catch up and learn about us as we get all this inventory in and move it out the door and work on the new bed form factor. But
I think there's basically kind of 2 things. It's almost, again, it's like you have the early adopters right now who are buying this, right? This is the first device, first form factor. But you're going to have, I think, once you develop some whether it's going to be some sort of wearable like a bracelet or something, whatever it's going to be, or something else, which is, because this is a little bit, it's a little bit awkward, I mean, you could wear it around, but it's a little bit awkward, but I think once you develop something else, which is like not like something you have to think about, like the bed thing you said.
Yeah.
Once that goes, and then you get the adoption, I think that's going to be really where you're going to have that real inflection. That's going to be like, okay, this is it. It's just going to be upwards from there. So okay, so
one thing you should hear about is with this bed form factor, we have a lot of our team and investors that are like already wanting as many as we can make for better sleep, but it's not just more sleep at night. It's deeper sleep. It's healthier sleep. We're calling it almost sleep performance is what we're going to go after, because it still connects to the app. Okay. You can play different signals in a playlist throughout the night as you sleep. So Jack, imagine playing the sleep trigger, lights out, before you go to bed to get you in a state that you're just ready to pass out. Then you play the sleep regulator for 90 minutes for your first circadian rhythm. Then you can go into diet, digestion, blood flow, these types of signals that are good for cellular health in your body. Okay, we have 18 signals in the labs right now that we're working on. Okay, if a compound can do it non-covalently, so can we. So we have an infinite potential of signals that we can bring into this. And then you have a great night's sleep, a healthy night's sleep, great for digestion, and you wake up with alert. We give you the effect of a cup of coffee when you wake up 5 minutes before your alarm goes off, so you're not freaked out when it starts buzzing. That for $400 or $500 is a hell of a mattress topper. That's an incredible sleep product. So that's what
the sleep thing is becoming a big topic of conversation just in the recent years. So people are really get. I mean, like I know, like you have first of all, you have a lot of athletes who would take it very, very seriously. Like it's a huge part of health is proper sleep. And I think the statistics are like half of all adults don't get proper sleep, especially as they get older. It's like it's a major problem. So we have an interesting. Okay, so the blood flow thing. Okay, so Marcel. So the blood flow. This is like a sex thing, right? So the blood flow improves your sex life. Is that what you're saying?
Potentially, yes.
You're not making health claims. You're not making health claims here, of course.
Right, but blood flow is good for a lot of things, right? I mean, we are going for like a vasodilator type signal. I tried one recently, but it's not necessarily just for sexual health. Blood flow is good for a lot of things in your body. It's good for circulation. It's good for moving blood through your heart. It's good for digestion. It's good for your mitochondria. There's a lot of things that blood flow can do to help people. It's good for recovery, right? This is why a lot of people do breathing exercises or cold pools, after they move blood to be able to recover faster and move out the lactic acid. So if we can do that at a click of a button, athletes are going to storm this. Seniors are going to love it.
That's a big problem for seniors. Yeah, I know the blood flow is like, the legs, the whole interesting. Okay, so Marcel, by the way, is the guy on our Discord channel who has been using the Hapbee, and he also has his cat using it. And so he's saying that, okay, so car seats for more driving, more alert driving, commercial drivers. The applications for this technology, the platform technology, are endless, which is why, again, I think this really is, like, I'm not blowing smoke. I really believe this might be the biggest concept story I've come across. I mean, like, I'm shocked that the stock is not like $20 right now. I think it has a path to get there to being 30x from here. So, 30x is only $15. What was this like? I don't know. Yeah, it's like nothing. It's crazy. So all you need to do is get 50,000 people, buying the product, subscribing, which is nothing, which is a very small number. How many? Okay, so let's talk about some of the comps, and they're not direct comps really, but okay, you mentioned I said Fitbit. It's Fitbit is kind of, it's somewhere in that space. It's kind of in that performance, whatever, but it doesn't give you the performance. It measures.
Yeah. So this is what everyone needs to understand.
Yeah.
The wearable market is exploding. Okay. The mental health market is exploding.
Oh, yeah.
We are the intersection of them. Okay. But there's more. So we're not only are we intersecting between the wearable space and the mental health space, we are the intersection. What we're building is there's two types of wearables. One of them tells you data about you. Okay, so this is like an Oura Ring, which by the way is a great comp for us. They sold their first 10,000, then they sold 100,000 within the next 6 months.
And how much does their device sell for? The Oura Ring, how much is it?
This is us, around $300. Okay? The only difference is that we have a membership because we have unlimited signals that we give you, and we add more every month or two to add to the platform subscription. But they got from 10,000 to 100,000. And we have the exact same marketing team and the exact same people that are advising and investing in us. So we just follow Oura Ring. But you got to understand, I love Oura Ring. I love Harpreet, the founder. They track your sleep. Okay, they track your deep REM, your HRV. They track your heart rate. What's your movement? They give you a sleep score. That's what all of these wearables are doing. That's what half of the wearables, I guess, are doing. The other half are giving you an effect. Okay, the direct stimulation market, like what we're doing. They're giving you trying to give you a sensation or an effect or neuroplasticity with a shock here, like Halo Neuroscience and Muse for meditation, or Apollo for your wrist, or Neorhythm. All those people are just giving you one type of frequency. We're giving you 24 million bits of information in a very precise frequency that comes from a compound. Okay, it's analyzed from an actual thing that you ingest into your body, like a drug. Okay, that's what puts us ahead of the direct stim world. And our goal is to be the intersection of those two, Jack. We want to be biosensors and biostimulation. That's what our sleep topper is going to do. It doesn't for the first one, because think of it as like the clunky iPod that people still want because it helps them and it feels great. But with our next iteration, we're going to be able to track the same movement, track the same blood flow, track the same heart rate. We can help people have a better night's sleep based on seeing how they experience sleep with our product.
Yeah, it's amazing. You're touching all the hottest markets. Okay, even the sleep market is like, what is it? Yeah. Purple mattress. You have all those companies that are, which are direct to consumer, like you. So again, you're doing all the things. I mean, basically, you're following, the template of, this $1 billion template, basically. I mean, you really, and you're actually following. Okay, so this Oura Ring, you're following the exact. You got the same marketing. It's actually the same exact customer, pretty much, because anybody who's crazy enough to want to know how to measure their sleep, who's going to pay $300 for that, I'm sure they're going to want to be able to actually have an effect on their sleep, to pay and do something about it. Not just track it, but
this is one of the fastest growing markets. So we're getting into sleep more because we have 30% of our customers using Sleepy as their #1 signal. Okay, so we have thousands and thousands of people every day using our technology, and so we're not tracking like your stats, but we can see overall usage numbers. Sleepy is the top signal. People love this for sleep. They're tracking their Oura Ring when they use Hapbee, and their deep REM increases throughout the night. Their sleep score goes up when they use this under their pillow. So we're thinking, okay, we didn't build this to go under your pillow. People use it as kind of a hack right now. Yeah. So our sleep factor that we're working on for Q4 of this year to launch, that is going to be a massive game changer for our entire business. So there's already ramp up. So many people are excited for this. Did you hear that Google just got into the sleep market?
No.
We put out a press release on this. They just put out a massive multi-billion-dollar play to track sleep. So it's like the perfect combo for this. They're not even competing with us, but they want to get into helping people sleep better, tracking their sleep more. Everyone cares about better sleep rate.
Right. So it's interesting. It's sort of like everybody has a product for tracking, and tracking is such a big market already, but you're the only one that actually has something to actually do something about it. So it's almost like everybody is selling roadmaps, but you're the one that's selling the Ferrari.
That's right.
It's like the roadmap is great, but you want the car that's going to actually get you there.
Yeah. People don't want to depend on drugs anymore.
Right.
We have a common enemy, right? Drugs mess with you in a bad way. And if you can get the effects of them without having anything negative in your body, nothing to metabolize or digest or any of the toxicological side effects of these things. I mean, you're wearing Focus right now. Someone would have to smoke 2 cigarettes to get that same feeling, potentially. But that comes with a bunch of carcinogens and tobacco and lung issues and problems. But if we can help with nicotine receptors to make you feel more focused, a nice, pleasant buzz with a little bit of a focused agent, with a click of a button, and you don't have to go buy a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it's some really incredible things. I think, again, the big takeaway really is that the path has been paved. I mean, the road has been paved already for you, right? Like Aura, all these other companies. I mean, they're proving that there is a massive demand for your product right now, because if people are paying, this type of money again for the map and not the car, it's crazy. I mean, I'm sure that so if they have 100,000 already, people who've bought the product, easily you can get a quarter of that in the next year.
Yeah, we just partnered with Ben Greenfield. We put this press release out. Ben Greenfield has millions of listeners on his podcasts all across the world. He's one of the top biohackers. Dave Asprey, he's one of our partners already. Ben Greenfield's followed him. He is launching our podcast in a few days, and that is going to go out to a massive audience. And he is one of our partners, promoters. He is telling everybody about Hapbee. He uses it every day for the sleepy signal and relax, and then some alert. And he is the top Oura Ring affiliate.
Oh, wow, look at this. Okay.
The #1 sales affiliate partner for all of Oura Ring. So that comes out in like 4 days. So I'm trying to figure out how to find the inventory for this. But people are slowly just hearing, and then they tell a larger audience, and then they tell more. And that's how this thing's going to grow. I'm not worried about that 50,000 people number. What I'm worried about is inventory, making sure all the customers are happy, that the onboarding is flawless. We're redoing part of our app right now to make it more frictionless. We've even talked about this in the past, to make it easier to onboard. Like, that's all the things that our team is focused on. Because we know that flood is starting to come, but what we want to do is make sure everybody has the easiest time opening the product, hooking up the product, logging into the product. So we've got all that work going on. That's our main focus right now.
Okay, no, it's definitely like I would say, look, the product works. But it's still, it's probably you're probably a couple of months away from that point where you have the whole thing, the smooth, the app, everything works where you don't even need the app, but something where it's very seamless, easy, like an Apple product. And once that happens, that's going to be like the tipping point, and that's when you're going to have that mass adoption. Because I think right now the people who are buying this are kind of like your biohackers, basically. Like, you people who are serious about it, they're like, because it's $300, it's $300, right? I mean, like, it's pretty interesting.
Most of them are just being told by their friends, by the way.
Yeah, and it's pretty much like a word of mouth thing right now. This is not a mainstream thing. I haven't until I was told about this. I never heard of this before, of the Hapbee. So it's like, this massive untapped market. Okay, so essentially, so the takeaway is, to get you can get to 25 million revenues next, let's say 12 months with 50,000 users. 50,000 is nothing.
Product in the sleep, at least.
And
well, we got to be careful about public disclosures, but I look at it in terms of cost per acquisition for marketing, which we're in the $100 to $200 range, which is right in line. So now it's about turning on the faucet. And then I look at it in terms of referral rates. So everyone who buys, we ask them, how did you hear about us? Where did you find out? Is it family, friends? Was it on Google? Was it something else? And we're seeing how many people are just telling other people about it, okay? Those numbers, just those 2 numbers alone, tell us what we can get to just by throwing some ad dollars into the pie. So the more people tell people, the lower our cost per acquisition goes, the more we're able to sell as soon as the inventory is made.
you have that virtuous cycle going. It becomes the whole flywheel, and then you could have all the cross sell opportunities. What I mean, it becomes at some point this becomes a very attractive, acquisition opportunity for a Google or anybody, an Amazon. I mean, they're already listening to you in your house. Now they can give you feelings.
Yeah.
Alexa, whatever. Tell me, imagine if you had this.
Yeah. Alexa, put me to sleep.
Put me to sleep. Yeah. I mean, wow, what a marriage made in heaven. I mean, there's so many ways where this could be. Again, there's so many paths for this to be that billion-dollar company. That it's incredible. That I don't know why this stock is not like $10 as we speak right now. Because usually, these type of things, once they get going, the stocks get ahead of themselves. Then the revenues have to catch up to that price. So right now the stock price is behind it's actually behind where your progress is. So it's interesting. Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, so let's talk about. I want to dive into some audience questions, and we'll talk about the direct. You call it direct stim market, direct stimulation. You mentioned a company, and I think somebody brought this up. Let's jump into the audience questions. A company called was it Apollo? Is Apollo? What does Apollo do? Is that your competition?
Yeah, so Apollo is almost an indirect competitor of ours. It's kind of the same industry, very, very different technology. Okay, and we're friends with them. We, no qualms. In fact, they're raising, tide raises all the ships. We like that they're selling well, and they have more inventory, so they can sell a lot more. But what they do is they basically give you a small buzz, like a little zzz, like a very, very low pull, like just that's all it is. It's a very, very simple. And what it does is it triggers the parasympathetic response in your body. It can give you a calming feeling a little bit. It can give you an alert feeling a little bit. Very simple. Actually, when you click this device on and off or click play, it gives you a little bit of a haptic feedback. It goes, That's all theirs is. That's their technology. They use that same buzzing, just vibration, and they put it on your wrist to trigger a parasympathetic calming response. So, we like to compare, we don't want to say anything bad about them, but it's just a very different type of a technology. It's just basically vibration, one type of vibration versus what we're doing, which is giving you a very precise physiological change. Now, they're limited in what they can do, right? We actually have a platform that can give you an unlimited amount of effects to your body, whether it's digestion or diet or blood flow or focusing or sleeping. All these other stim companies can only go so far.
Digestion is another big thing. It's become a huge market. With all these probiotics, the probiotic yogurt, all these probiotic foods. That's basically for digestion, right?
Right. That's right.
That's what the market you're addressing, basically.
Yeah. We have a much larger market, a much larger group of people that are going to be able to benefit from our technology versus these other direct stim companies. And we like to, our chief scientist who invented Cialis, he's on the parent company team. He led the team of a dozen people to build this technology over the last 15 years. He puts it this way. He says, all these other companies in the direct stim world, we love them, but it's like playing the C chord on a piano. Our technology is like playing the Bach sonata. You're playing an entire symphony onto your body because that's how precise you have to get it to be able to cause a trigger, to cause a response, a biophysical response in the body to give these sensations, right? That's the difference.
And let's talk about, just so in terms of for comps, what kind of numbers of these, what do they sell for? How many have they sold? So that will give us a sense of like how much interest is in this type of product.
Yeah, all these companies are at 50 to hundreds of thousands of units sold, all of them. They're all about 2 years ahead of us, 3 years ahead of us. But again, we're a completely different technology. It's more potent, it's more effective, it's more categorical.
Again, it's like comparing like a bicycle to a Ferrari.
Yeah, those are your words.
Okay, or no, not a bicycle. Let's say something else that's motorized, like a electric scooter. An electric scooter versus a Ferrari. I mean, the electric scooter can get you a mile, you have to stand, not quite, it's not exact, but okay, so that's basically the concept. So again, the main thing is you have other companies that have done various things and have sold hundreds of thousands of units already. So there's a market. Again, we're still early innings. I haven't heard of these companies. I've heard of the Oura Ring because I see their ads. I don't know why. Maybe they're targeting me somehow. But the others I haven't heard of. So that means that this is like not even the tip of the iceberg. We're really getting at this. Let's talk about the sleep thing. We'll talk about the sleep factor thing, other form factors. And again, the sleep, you got this purple mattress. You have all these companies that are essentially people are paying billions of dollars to sleep better.
Yeah.
And you're going to help them do that.
There's a great company out there by my friend Todd and his wife, Youngblood. They have a company called Chili Sleep. And it's a mattress topper. It just basically puts water through the mattress, little bits of water, and you can control the temperature of it. So you can have the man's side and the woman's side, and the guys can be cooler and the women can be hotter. It's great for sleep. It's an awesome product. They have been doubling their sales for 9 years in a row. I think they just hit 40 million in sales, and next year they're going to 80 million in sales.
I know this company, but this is the same thing.
They just closed a $130 million deal. And because everybody cares about this sleep, and they're a great product. It's a very similar product to what we're going to be launching, just not with water. It's going to be about these very, very ultra low frequencies that are helping you in your body. And we're working with digestion and blood flow and, actually triggering certain things in the body.
How much is your sleep factor going to sell for?
$400 or $500.
Okay. So that's again, and I think
by the way, very.
For comparison, what is a purple mattress? How much is that? About $1,000 starts, right?
Yeah, 1,000. Well, ours is going to be a mattress topper. It's not the mattress itself on top of the mattress, but yeah, people pay $1,000 to $2,000 for everything included in their mattress.
Hey, look at the guy, the sleep pillow guy. The My Sleep Pillow guy is a billionaire from people they need to sleep better.
Yeah, we have people who want us to connect with that guy. They're like, you got to do it. You got to do it. Like, we're going to build it first, and then we can talk about partnerships down the road. One of our investors, they have the Casper mattress company.
Oh, that's the other one, right? Casper is the other one. Okay.
We have a lot of people who are very interested in this. I'll just put it that way. We got to be careful, not just hooking up to one engine, but we'd like to be able to sell through a lot of them.
You're saying one of your shareholders is what owns Casper?
He has a large share of Casper. Yeah.
Wait, Casper is public now, right? Are they public here or not? I don't even know.
Yeah, they are.
They're public. Yeah. So it's interesting. Like never before would a mattress company be considered like a sexy story. Like it was never considered like interesting mattresses. But these D2C direct to consumer things, like it's a hot area. It's like that's why I'm saying like this stock should be like a $20 stock on NASDAQ right now. Like it really, okay, so let's talk about, I think the market probably wants to see maybe like a quarter or 2 quarters of numbers. They want to see you start generating, like when can we see that? When are we going to see like the first quarter of like, where people are going to say, oh, they're going to like, wow, it's going to get their attention.
Well, we think that with the launch of the next signal, right? We have our 7th signal, which is the first new signal launch since we started the company, because we start with the 6 signals. Everyone's had that for the last 8 months. Mm-hmm. Signal number 7 launches here in the next week to 2 weeks to everybody. Okay. That already has a huge buzz. There's a lot of people excited. There's a lot of people talking. That's going to teach everyone that this is a signal platform. Then we have our form factor for the bed coming out in the fall. That's going to teach everyone that this is a form factor platform with a dozen plus form factors we can create that connect to our app. Those 2 pieces are going to help educate all of the customer base and all of the markets about what we're actually doing.
So we got to wait till the fall before the bed comes out, before the form for the sleep factor. That's people. They want the stock to start moving now. By Thursday.
1 to 2 weeks of launching these signals is going to get a bunch of people excited. It already is getting a bunch of people excited. So
the new signal, this is the super sleeper signal, basically.
That's the next one. We also have a stronger alert. It actually comes from some of the ingredients of chocolate, believe it or not. and it's stronger than the current alert. And so as we launch these, diet, performance, blood flow, like the goal is every month to 2 months, we start getting more and more excitement for each of these signals. And before long, there's dozen plus signals in here from anything you're ever going to want. And that gets a lot of traction really quickly.
Do you think, I guess the question is like, I think probably, like, when do you think you could have like your first, let's call it, like a $2 million quarter, you know, like a 2 million.
Let's see. It's a good question. How many units is that sold? 3,000, 4,000 units in a month, probably.
10,000. No. So let's call it
3,000 because our average ticket price is $400 to $500.
Okay.
So yeah, 3,000 to 4,000 sold in a month. We'll get that inventory here in the next 3 months, 2.5 months, and then we'll be able to start making it and moving it out the door. You know, we're just now cresting the 500 to 1,000 mark, and then moving up from there. But again, it's about getting inventory in the door. So we're sort of creating the demand, excitement now, and then as these products are made over the next few months, going into the summer, we sell a bunch more.
Okay, so in other words, like the real constraint on growth is just inventory at this point. In other words, if you had, I mean, like if you had demand for 5,000, you couldn't sell, you don't, because you don't have it. Right.
We've probably got 500 to 1,000 units right now in inventory, but part of those are being reserved. I mean, the marketing's there. I don't want to turn up the faucet on marketing because we have all of our partners who are the Oura Ring partners, by the way. Okay. They have all the funnels set. They're all tested. They're all optimizing.
Okay.
I don't want to turn that up just because of cash flow, getting the units in, and having them available to sell. So that's just what we're working on right now is adding more to that line. We should be able to make 3,000 to 4,000 more before June.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're going. It's just you can't just sell 1 million of these overnight.
Yeah. So because again, the company's pretty new. So basically. So probably by June, so we're April. So the next 3 months, you're going to hit that point. Because really right now, it's still still early stage. You're really not at that, you know, where the revenues are cranking. You're basically, you've proven there's a market. You know, you've proven the market, you've got the marketing kind of figured out. You got all those stuff figured out. At this point, it's just, you know, getting that, getting the inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so let's answer some audience. Okay, so I guess we're talking about, so it's direct to consumer right now, yeah?
Yeah, well, right now it's direct to consumer. You just buy it on the website, Hapbee.com, and it ships out within a day and gets to you, depending on where you are, you know, anywhere between 3 days and a week and a half. We ship all over the world. We've shipped to 20-something countries already, and we are launching partnerships and distribution as we speak. Now, the issue is, again, inventory, right? Like we have a company that we're working with. One of our advisors is Kevin Harrington. He's a part of the deal, one of the original sharks. He connected with a major affiliate group, and right now we're just trying to figure out how to start a little with the inventory we have and not go to their major 1,000 affiliates yet. We're just trying to start simple to get maybe some of the more big names to start using this and enjoying this and their networks. But like I said, the faucet's ready to go, and when we get the inventory in the door. Okay.
So I guess Marcel's asking about. So what are the because again you're using influencers and celebrities to kind of get the word out on the product, right?
Yeah.
So who else?
You know, we've got in the main markets, biohacking is huge. So you know, Dave Asprey has been telling this to the world. He just sent out 50 units to all of his famous friends. Howard Stern, Tiffany Haddish, like the whole world. John Levy's using this now. There's a bunch of people that he sent out to. Ben Greenfield's another big name in the fitness space. JJ Virgin, Tony Robbins got our first XL version ever a few months back because he's got a giant dome. So we had to give him a larger size. Peter Diamandis with Singularity University and X Prize. A bunch of athletes all over the map. Right. I mean, we've got quarterbacks using this thing. The Seahawks have used it. The Dodgers now are getting into using this. We're moving into more of the functional medicine space. So functional med, naturopaths, a lot of counselors and psychologists are buying this for their teams and their clients. It is kind of the future of mental health, we believe. And so a lot of people are loving this. Veterans are starting to use this too, but that's not the big names for the question that was asked, but I think those guys are heroes too. So addicts, tons of veterans for stress management. A lot of people in the mental wellness space are grabbing.
We haven't talked, it's funny, we haven't talked about the calm, the mental wellness part, because we talk about the sleeping, which sleeping does affect mental. We talk about the calming, the focus. But this actually, again, it really is one of the other things is it has one of the big markets that you're touching is the mental health market, which is the calm. You have the calm signal. What else do you have for
relax?
Relax, okay.
Great for muscles. Calm is mostly for the brain. It's like a checkout. Calm is like microdose of just a checkout signal. We have a sleep signal that everyone needs for mental health, and then some people, they struggle and they need they need stimulants, right? They'll need an alert or a focus throughout the day, right? They struggle with things that keep them in bed or things that keep them from working or sicknesses or whatever it would be. Our alert and focus signals really, really help for that.
Okay. Let's see. One question is, one of the things is there was confusion in the market in terms of I think you put an announcement that you're looking to bring in a new CEO to kind of replace yourself, where you're gonna, what are you gonna do? What's the new CEO gonna do? What is that?
Not really replace myself. I want to move only into marketing, partnerships, new products. Okay, so I'll do the public facing, tell the story, but we have a dozen form factors that this technology needs to go into. That is a full-time gig, and that's where I'm good. So massage bed toppers, yoga mats, ski helmets, literally shirts and bracelets, like you said, ways to make it more invisible and seamless throughout the day. This is a 5-year project just to build out all these other form factors. And that's where my real unique ability is. So that, and then telling the story and marketing are the only things that I should be doing. Okay. So we right now are in the final stages of bringing in like a world-class experienced CEO to take over a lot of the day-to-day from my plate. So meetings, audits, the bureaucracy.
Because there is like, part of the thing is, running a public company, there's a lot of stuff which is very distracting. Like even this is a little bit, it's.
I mean, look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the CEO, but he's not. He's the chief engineer. He literally sleeps on the engineering floor at Tesla like twice a week in one of the conference rooms. That's where I need to be, on the front lines, tweaking product, adding new products, building new form factors. This is where my mind works, right? So me doing an audit meeting is useless, okay? We have a lot of smart people that can do that. And I need to be focusing on what I can do to add value. Because this isn't just $1 billion home run. I mean, this thing is, what you're seeing, Jack, because you're one of the experts in the industry, is exactly what I'm seeing. This is a completely revolutionary platform. And so I need to run full speed on building that platform. Because the more we build, the more signals, the more form factors, the more the world understands what we've been doing for years. Okay?
So so in terms of signals, what other signals are you going to have? Are you going to have anything, we talked before, like any psychedelic type stuff?
So we have 18 signals in the labs right now. 6 in the public. We have to go through what's called an evaluation protocol with our parent company, Emulate, right? They're working on all of the FDA cancer trials and pain trials. They're doing the medical side, and we're the non-medical side. So there is a distinction between the two companies. So we have 18 signals in the labs right now for diet, blood flow, stronger sleep, stronger alert, other things that we're looking at. And we have being recorded another several dozen signals. Right, so it goes from recording to animal testing to evaluation for beta users, and then to the public. So we're looking at everything. We're looking at blood flow, memories. We have 2 memory signals that we're excited about. One of our advisors is Jim Quick, if people know him, the brain coach to Oprah and Will Smith and a bunch of famous people. He is one of our main investors and advisors, and memory is what he saw as the main thing for this technology. And so we want to partner with him for a memory signal with Cavanase and methysticin and those types of things.
The diet thing, again, you talk about Robbins, but again, you're touching these massive markets. I mean, the diet is, it's a multi-billion-dollar market, and people want to do something where they're not going to have to, like, maybe take, diet pills or whatever, or I guess if they wear like a bracelet or something that gives them that feeling of not being hungry, of being, full, whatever.
Yeah, our technology basically imitates non-covalent bonds in the body. So any stimulants, suppressants, and hormones, we can emulate those effects using our precise fields and from studying those compounds, those source molecules. And so any stimulant, suppressant, hormone, there's thousands that you could potentially get, or combos of what we could get to create these signals. Now, we don't need thousands. We're probably going to have 50 to 100 here ultimately that people can use for any type of specific need they have throughout their lives, them and their whole family, right? Like, you might want focus, right? Your daughter or son might really enjoy the happy signal or the calm signal. Someone else might want something just for memory. Like, these are family memberships. So we want each person to have a unique experience in the app.
Okay, so Dean is asking, how many units have you sold up to date?
Over 3,500, maybe.
And when did you start selling? You started selling just recently, right? When did you start?
A few months ago.
A few months ago. I mean, and again, you're limited by inventory right now. That's the big problem.
What we've sold. I mean, look, selling's not the problem. Making's the problem, right? The chips that go inside of this are 16 weeks out. So, we're halfway through that to get the next 25,000.
Oh, okay. So that's the big thing, the chips that go into the thing.
Supply lines got hosed with COVID. And so now everyone's upping their orders because COVID was low, and now everyone's doubling up. And so we do have thousands we're making right now. I want to make sure of that. We are making the next several thousand, but we don't want to ever have like a gap in supply. So we are selling these, 1,000, couple thousand here and there. Then by summer, we should be getting all those in.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's been actually one of the issues now. Is there is like the chip market. There's been all sorts of constraints on that market right now, because there was a big demand for everything. Is just going crazy with the COVID thing.
Yep.
So the supply chain issues. Okay, let's. Okay, so we talked about the marketing. We talked about the form factors. I think we kind of wrapped it up. Scott, what else in terms of news flow do you have coming up in the next month? People can look forward to. Do you have any big events coming up? Like what could move?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a ton of it. We've got a couple of huge events, expos. 10,000 functional medicine professionals are coming to an event that we're the main sponsor and partner for. And a lot of people have already hearing about that. That's with Sachin Patel with Perfect Practice. We got the Ben Greenfield podcast coming out to millions of people here in the next week. So we're trying to find the inventory for that, to be honest. We have another big psychedelic conference this summer. People are loving this signal who do meditation, who do experiential work. There's nothing in your body, right, with our signals. So I'm not saying we have a psychedelic signal yet by any means. I'm not saying we can't do it. I'm just saying we don't have one right now.
Because it's a space that has a lot of interest right now, in the stock market.
I think two of the biggest movers are going to come right away. The first one is launching the new signals in the app. There's a lot of buzz and a lot of excitement amongst our customers and our partners and investors about launching the new signals, because it's what shows people what we can do.
Okay.
People really understand what we're going to do. That's the first one. And the second one is we just made a huge partnership in the podcasting world. We partnered with his name's Seth Green, not the one you think of, not the actor Seth Green, but they have a massive group of invite-only podcast hosts, and we just entered the small circle. And each of these hosts have hundreds of thousands of audience members and email lists, and they want us on every single one of them. They brought us in because our story is so fun and unique that they want us on every single one of these podcasts. So they've booked us 60 podcasts deep already. over the next several months. We'll do like 4 to 6 a month of these major groups. One of the biggest ones, Dr. Paul Scheel. He has 250,000 emails on his list. He has heard about us, knows about us. It's a fantastic partnership. So we're going to be swapping podcasts and selling it to all their network as well. That partnership with Seth Green's group, I think, will be the best sales funnel, because I'm talking, and I look at it as cost of acquisition, right? Yes, we could sell these in a million different ways, but cost per acquisition, that's going to be like the easiest way. And so very, very excited about that. We'll be able to net a lot more per unit, because I look at profit per unit sold. That's the best bang for the buck I've seen. So we're very excited to launch that. We signed that last week. Just press release came out today or yesterday, I think.
I think, I think that the takeaway from this interview really would be that, getting to this getting 25,000 units sold, right? Getting to this, or I'm sorry, let's call 50,000. What's the 50,000? Yeah. Getting to that 50,000 is really, it's a done deal. It's a fait accompli. These are, you have companies which are similar, sort of in that space that have sold already. You have with your marketing channel, with the D2C, direct to consumer, with your direct to consumer marketing channels, all these influencers that you have, and these are guys, by the way, who sell similar type. They sell $300 products, the affiliate markets, all that. They do that all day long. Yeah. These guys have moved billions of dollars of stuff. So. To get 50,000 in the next 12 months, I think I think it's pretty much a done deal. I think the only issue is getting the chips, getting the inventory. Yeah,
getting the inventory, and then the goal is to sell 50,000 at least in the next 12 plus months of just the headband. Like, we're not even talking about the bed.
Okay, just the basic, just the basic Apple product.
It is very possible that the bed could outsell it. I want to be clear on that, because there's an ability for a lot more to be purchased through channels on the bed form factor than there are with this one. So there's a lot of reasons we're adding the bed on sooner rather than later, because the people buy those in bulk all the time, and there's way more distribution channels for the bed topper than there would be for this.
Really? Why is that? Why is that? Explain that.
Of all the sleep D2C companies out there, Tuft & Needle, Purple, Sleep America, Casper, all these people could add on our product tomorrow as an affiliate distributor and bring them on to all of their clients. Because
Okay. Oh, so basically, the sleep market, well, with all these companies, there's already an established distribution, and it's a big thing already. I didn't think, okay.
Yes.
Meanwhile, for this, you're creating more or less a new channel, a new market.
Yeah, brand new category. So yeah.
Okay, but for sleep, you have already existing distribution. So basically, all you got to do is just stick it into that slot, and this is going to come out when? When are you going to have this form, the sleep factor?
I can't promise exact dates, obviously, but we are already through the design and engineering phases of the product itself. So it's like a 6 to 8 month cycle. Okay. As summer draws to a close, we will be almost done with prototyping, moving into PCE1 production. So the goal is by Q4, we'll start to get these off the line and market them out.
Okay, so really for Christmas, basically. This is like a Christmas present.
Holidays, baby. That's
okay. So essentially, and that's going to be really the game changer. That's going to be like a transformative thing for the company.
I think it'll be the next step. Yeah, I think we're already launching each month. We're launching new pieces of our technology, more signals, more partnerships that are making us successful. But things like that are going to be huge exponential growth pieces for the business.
It's really like when Apple went from the iTunes to the iPhone. I mean, not everybody wants to listen to music, but everybody needs a phone. And when you have all that stuff for the same thing, that really changes the company.
That's right.
Yep. Really. So there's actually a lot to look forward to here. Okay, Scott, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you get back to inventory and whatever else you're doing here. Thank you. We're going to look forward to your next big news events. And thank you, everybody, for joining our live stream today.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, everyone.